Listen to this sound. This is the heartbeat of a real car. Metal, fuel, power, emotion. Something that millions of drivers still love, no matter how much Silicon Valley tries to convince us otherwise. But today, we're not here to talk about what makes cars great. We're here to talk about what Tesla doesn't want you to know. The truth behind the brand that promised revolution, and delivered something very different. Because behind the shiny screens and the futuristic marketing hides a list of problems that no fanboy wants to admit. Problems that affect your wallet, your freedom, your safety, and even the simple joy of driving. And today, I'm going to tell you all of them. This is the real story behind the world's most overhyped car. Let's start with something emotional. Something every driver understands. Tesla promises the future of driving. But what it really delivers is the end of driving. When you sit in a Tesla, you don't feel the road. You don't hear the engine. You don't sense the machine working with you. You feel like you're sitting inside a giant smartphone, cold, silent, disconnected. For some people, that's okay. But for drivers, real drivers, this is betrayal. Where's the feeling of pressing the gas pedal and hearing the engine roar back at you? Where's the vibration, the torque hitting you in the chest, the mechanical soul? Tesla killed all of that, and they call it progress. But emotionally, Tesla is soulless. Beautiful numbers, terrible feelings. Let's talk about the myth of range. Tesla advertises incredible range, 300, 400 miles, more on future models. But you only get those numbers under perfect conditions, perfect temperature, perfect road, perfect battery health, perfect weather. In the real world, especially in cold climates, the range collapses. Winter hits, and suddenly you lose 30 to 40%. Use heating, even more. Drive fast. Watch the battery melt like ice on a summer day. So your 400-mile Tesla becomes a 220-mile car. And owners learn this the hard way, usually the first winter. Then comes the charging nightmare. Tesla fans pretend to be living the effortless future, but charging is not quick, not convenient, and definitely not free. A supercharger might take 30 minutes, if it's empty. If the battery is warm. If the station isn't throttled. If there isn't a line. A regular charger, hours. Home charging is great, if you own a house. Most people don't. Imagine coming home late with 17% battery, and every charger in your building is taken. Now you're stuck sitting in your freezing car at 2 a.m., waiting for your turn. That's not convenience. That's captivity. Now let's talk about build quality. Tesla might be great at software, but the physical car. That's a different story. Misaligned panels, paint issues, rattling interiors, loose trims, freezing door handles, failing cameras, yellowing screens, random cracks in the windshield. This isn't rare, it's common. And the funniest part is you pay luxury prices for this. Meanwhile, even cheaper cars, yes, even some Russian models, are more consistent and easier to fix. And then there's the software update trap. Tesla updates are like rolling the dice. One day you wake up and your car behaves differently than it did yesterday. Charging speeds get reduced, performance gets limited, autopilot behavior changes, features disappear. Tesla can, and does, take away things you already paid for. Imagine buying a gasoline car with 300 horsepower, and a month later the manufacturer secretly removes 40 of them. A gasoline engine would never allow this. But a Tesla, it can be nerfed, restricted, modified at any time, without your permission. Now, Autopilot, the most misunderstood feature in the entire industry. The name alone tricks people into thinking it can drive for you. But it can't, and it shouldn't. This system misses road debris, can't reliably detect stationary obstacles, struggles in snow, misreads markings, slams the brakes for no reason, and gets confused by weird intersections. It's marketed like magic, but it behaves like a stressed-out student driver. And the biggest danger isn't the system, it's that people trust it too much. Trust becomes complacency. Complacency becomes danger. Real drivers know. Nothing replaces skill, awareness, and human instinct. And let's not forget battery degradation. Lithium batteries decay over time, every single one of them. First slowly, then faster. And when your Tesla battery becomes too weak, guess what? You replace it. $12,000, $15,000, Even more for certain models. Compare that to a gasoline car engine, cheaper to replace, and you'll almost never need to. Battery replacement is not maintenance. It's a financial bomb. Speaking of bombs, repairs. Tesla repairs are not like normal car repairs. You can't fix much yourself. There are barely any third-party shops. Replacement parts are expensive and often unavailable. Tesla's service centers, slow, overloaded, inconsistent. A simple fender bender becomes a multi-week ordeal. A cracked bumper can cost thousands and take a month to arrive. This isn't car ownership. This is dependency, and it's getting worse every year. And let's talk about the driving experience itself. Yes, Tesla is fast. Ridiculously fast. Everyone agrees. But acceleration is a party trick. After a few weeks, it gets old. Then what's left? A quiet, characterless metal box. No sound, no feedback, no soul, no personality. Driving becomes sterile, clinical, almost boring. It's transportation, not passion. It doesn't make your heart beat faster. It doesn't make you smile. It doesn't make memories. A Tesla doesn't feel like a partner. It feels like an appliance. And this leads to a deeper question: the future Tesla wants versus the future drivers want. Tesla wants a world where you don't drive, where cars update themselves, restrict themselves, control themselves. Where everything is silent, smooth, predictable, monitored. But real drivers want something else. Emotion, noise, vibrations, the thrill of acceleration you feel in your bones. The control over every gear, every turn. The connection between human and machine that no software can replace. Tesla calls traditional cars outdated. But we call them alive. Tesla changed the industry, yes. But it also created a future that many of us never asked for. A future without soul. A future without feel. A future without the heartbeat of a real engine. Electric cars will keep growing. Technology will advance. But the love for real driving, raw, emotional, mechanical driving, will never die. If you agree, hit like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, would you ever buy a Tesla, or does your heart still beat for real cars?